Hello, everybody. So I'm going to do a little bit of a continuation about riding the woo-woo, wawa, wow train and going to destination better through your authentic self. So I went through mindfulness. You can't ride this train without mindfulness. You can't. You can't. You'll just be sitting there just watching scenery come and go, not completing your work. But you got to be mindful in order to be on this train to actually see all the scenery within yourself and around yourself and how to communicate with all that information. So I had done a video regarding all these things that take you away from your mindfulness, because as soon as you begin to listen to anyone that is predicting things or saying things and that aren't necessarily right or wrong, but they keep you on that cliffhanger. There's always something next. And I'm not a thrill rider. I'm not competitive. So I can listen and still be detached from all that information and not be ready to watch things go over the cliff, and knowing that I won't be pushed over it by anyone. But when I hear things like there could be wars in the cosmos, I personally do not have the sight to know that. Do I hear people that I trust in some ways with their information? Sure. But because I don't know it, doesn't mean I'm going to believe it hook, line, and sinker. However, if I tap in consciously, mindfully, be fully present, drop into my breath, and if there's just an inkling of a little something that says this could be a possibility, then what am I going to do with that? My first inclination is to send so much light and love for the highest good, for all outcomes, for the highest good. And to give great thanks and appreciation for those who are putting themselves in harm's way to clear the path for betterment, enlightenment, and safety. So we're no longer entrapped in some of the things that many of us know that we have. People talk about some people never died, so therefore they're coming back. And in that part of the video, I was like, however, doesn't mean I believe that hook, line, and sinker. But if there's a little part of me that says, wow, that would be amazing, I detach from it and I send it so much love for the highest good of the all. So we all have to do our part with conscious mindfulness. We have to be careful of the thoughts that do come in, and then how much conversation and attention and energy am I giving to that with another person or consuming me to the point that I might not be seeing the forest, the trees, the wood, the life in front of me in the here, real now time of the present moment that Spirit has asked me to devote to. So while everyone else was going every which way and in every which way, since about March of 2020, I was told to rise above. So the very first dream that I had was I was a giant. And I literally was a giant, and I was walking all around my neighborhood, and I could look down and I could see the little people. But then I could also come back down and see them just like this. Then I could go back up. Spirit's message to me was stay above it. Stay above it. You don't need to know every detail and every crinkled face and every word and every angst and every theory. You just needed to know your own and to be in your own and to own that ownness of my mind and mindfulness, being fully present in that, connected fully to my heart. And so I always ask my guides and my higher self to show me what it is that I need to know. So I might get my information differently than someone else. And that's what I have to go on. So I don't dismiss what others might be getting. I just simply send a lot of love for the highest good of whatever communication that they have is for the highest good, for themselves and for the all. Now, I will say this. There are many of us here that aren't looking for massive subscribers, pats on the back, or accolades of confirmation that our information is correct. There are a lot of us who really didn't want to put our faces out there. Because when you do that, you open yourselves up to the arrows of opinions, judgments. And when you're super empathic with inner and outer sight and communication in this very strong connection with the higher source, it can be derailing, it can be painful, and it can block you from really receiving the information, the divine information that is my God-given right and is your God-given right. It's just many are not taking the time to really explore the avenues of the real God-gifted self that you are. They keep going back to stepping away from listening to the what ifs and what now. What if? What now? To get off that roller coaster, step away from that cliff. Find your place on that woowoo wawa train with your gifts and your talents that you came in fully designed to activate and have activated through being fully present, fully mindful, connected into your heart center of your God source. Learn how to hone that skill in. Learn how to master that. I can promise you, you're going to start taking other information differently. Some of it will pass you by. Some of it will resonate. And you'll connect with people who are out there for the highest good and are walking the walk of the highest good to the best of our abilities. And that takes work. So just give that some thought. Tap into how that feels in your physical residence of this beautiful God source vehicle that you embodied your soul to be the caregiver as the spirit travels to collect information and data and lessons. You owe it to yourself to be the best you can be, because others are contracted to be the best they can be so that you can contract with them and fulfill those contracts. So erase all the things that do not serve you and hone into the self-care package and activate and decode that.